What up, YouTube, and happy 2024. Today is January 1st, so you already know I had to bring y'all a video. So I'm starting the year off with a little workout vlog for y'all to make sure I'm sticking to my YouTube goals for the year. My goal is to post one video every week the whole year, so y'all hit that subscribe button because we got content coming each and every week just for y'all. So the concept of today's video is just to bring y'all along with me while I do my push day workout. So a push day is chest, shoulders, triceps. That's how I break up my workouts. I do push, pull, legs. So today is a push workout, and I'm gonna bring y'all along with me just to explain to y'all what workouts I'm doing, why I'm doing those workouts, and just kind of my philosophy around working out. So let's hop right into the first exercise, which is dumbbell lateral raise. I like to do these just to warm my shoulders up. I like to start with a really light weight, do a few warm-up sets with like just 10s, 15s, something real light. It's very, very important to loosen up the shoulders before you do any kind of chest or shoulder workout. Shoulders are very prone to getting injured, so we want to make sure we're warming them up real good before we do any heavy lifting when it comes to your push day. That's tip number one. All right, so the next workout we're gonna hop into is, and you already know it, bench press. It wouldn't be a chest day without bench press. Nah, I'm just kidding. You can totally get a good chest workout in without doing bench press. But bench press is definitely the staple when it comes to doing your chest. But with that being said, I wouldn't recommend bench press for everybody. Bench press is not the best for your shoulders. So if you had bad shoulders or bad shoulder mobility, or if you don't want to injure your shoulders or anything like that, I would probably stay away from the barbell bench press, and instead I would do dumbbell bench press. So barbell is very restrictive when it comes to your bar path because it's a straight bar, so you can only go up and down. But if you use dumbbells instead, you have a lot more range of motion and it's less restrictive on the shoulder joint. So if you have bad shoulders, I would go more for the dumbbell route rather than the barbell, but the barbell is still probably superior. So let's knock out a set real quick and then we'll talk more about it. So a little pro tip, never do bench press without a spotter. This is probably not very smart what I'm doing, but I'm not doing a lot of weight, so I'm not really worried about not getting it. When you start adding some weight to the bar, definitely make sure you have a spotter when you're working out. So the way that I structure my bench press workouts is I normally do at least 1 or 2 warm-up sets. When I do warm-up sets, I like to do more in the range of 15. Just get the muscles loose and warmed up real good. But after my warm-up sets, what I do is I'll start with a lighter weight and do more reps. And then each set, I'll increase the weight, but I'll do less reps. So first set, I'll do 10 to 12. Second set, 8 to 10. Third set, 4 to 6. Depends on where I'm at in my cycle. But then after that, for the last set, I'll do 2 to 3 reps. I never really do a 1 rep max or anything like that. So some good cues that I like to do when setting up myself for the bench press is when I grab the bar, I want my arms to be at a 90-degree angle. I don't want my grip to be too wide to where I'm out of 90 degrees, and I don't want my grip to be too narrow where my arms are in closer than 90 degrees. So I like to keep my elbows straight out like this. That's how I'll grip the bar. Also, another very important tip is to make sure your legs are planted. You want to plant your feet into the ground and push through, like push through your feet. You may be thinking, this is bench press. Who cares about your feet? Well, it's actually more important than you think. Just try it on your next bench press, and I promise you, it'll make you stronger just like that. So as far as my bar path goes, I like to bring the bar just below my nipple line. So right here at the bottom of the chest, I bring the bar to here. And then I like to push the bar straight back up. Some people will actually tell you kind of make like a curved path, kind of bring it back over above your eyes almost, so it's kind of like a curve. But to me, I'm not a power lifter, so my form's not perfect, but I just kind of bring it to the bottom of my chest and push it straight up and down. That's how I do it. Find out what works best for you and stick to doing that. All right, so our next exercise is gonna be dumbbell incline press. So for dumbbell press, what I do typically is do 3 sets of 10 to 12 of the same weight. It's different from the barbell bench press where I increase the weight each time. On these, I'll find a decently heavy weight and do these 10 to 12 reps for 3 sets. So all I have is the 50s today. But for you, Find a weight that you can do for 10 reps for 3 sets and be close to failure. Not all the way to failure, but close to failure on the last set. And this should be a pretty good weight for you. I actually had to do a few more reps that set because all I have is the 50s, but make sure you're doing a weight that you can do about 10 reps. When it comes to how I do the dumbbell press is, instead of flaring my elbows completely out, I like to actually bring my elbows down a little bit. Not all the way tucked in, because that's gonna bring your triceps into it a little more, but not all the way out, because when you do it all the way out, like I said with the bench press, it puts a little strain on your shoulder when they're straight out like this. So what I'll do instead is I'll bring my elbows down a little bit so I'm more in this range. And I feel that helps me get a better stretch on my chest. On dumbbells, since they're free range, I like to get as far down as possible on my reps. That way I get the biggest stretch on my chest possible. So instead of flaring my elbows out wide like this, I like to bring my elbows in a little bit and press here. And then when I'm coming down, instead of stopping here and then going back up like this, I'll come all the way down so I get almost past my chest. So right here, I feel the most stretch on my chest as possible. So I bring it all the way down, all the way back up over my nose. All the way down, big stretch, all the way back over my nose. And then repeat that. And that's how I like to do the dumbbell press, because I feel like it gets the best workout on my chest possible. So for the year of 2024, I'm gonna be experimenting a little bit with the different types of content I'm putting on my YouTube channel. So you're gonna see a few different kinds of content, workout vlogs, tips, tricks, challenges, anything fitness that's 2024. That way I can play around and see what kind of content I like, but more importantly, what kind of content that y'all like. So let me know down in the comments if you like this style of workout video. If not, let me know what you do wanna see, and maybe I can do a video like that in the future. As you can tell in the video, I'm working out in my garage. I got the garage gym about a year ago, and so far, I really like it. But there are a few negatives to working out in your garage. And I'll probably actually do a separate video of the pros and cons of working out in a garage gym. We'll save that for another video. But while we're in here, I kinda wanna take you on a little gym tour real quick, just let y'all see the garage and what I got. But keep in mind, this is just the start. I have a lot of things I still wanna add, a lot of equipment that I wanna add. This is just the beginning of my garage gym. It's only gonna get bigger and better from here. So let's go around the garage real quick. I'm gonna show y'all what I got. So starting off on this side, we got kettlebells. That's like 70 pounds all the way down to like 5 pounds. We got dumbbells, 5 pounds, all the way to 50 pounds in increments of 5. And I got a little ring light for working out. Got the big mirror here. And then of course, y'all know, this is called Mag Gym. That's the name of my garage. So whenever y'all come work out, we'll be working out in Mag Gym. Over here, just a little whiteboard with some motivational quotes and workouts on there. We got the Rogue, I think it's the RML rack. So it just stands up on its feet right there. We got the Rogue competition plates. We got change plates. Got the nice Rogue little plate up there. We have some gymnastics rings that I haven't hooked up yet, but I'm going to. I just got those for Christmas. We got Rogue barbell, safety straps. We got a dip attachment, and we also have a little cable attachment, but I want to add a functional trainer. That's my next goal, is to get a functional trainer. Then we have up here is just a bunch of equipment. So we have a few things, accessories, weight ball, weight vest, all kinds of straps, things like that. More attachments. We got the T-bar row. Got my belt squat. We have a T-bar row, not a T-bar row. We have a landmine attachment right here that I use for several different things. You can do all kinds of little workouts with that. In this corner, this is the cardio corner. We got the Peloton, which I use a lot for my Ironman training, and my wife absolutely loves that. She uses it a lot. We got the treadmill. It's actually folded up right now to get out the way. Then we got TV, GHD machine that I use for abs and things like that. Another stand-up mirror. And then over here, we have another Rogue barbell, a Bella bar. So it's like it's a smaller barbell made mainly for women. Then we also have the Rogue bicep curl bar, the curl bar, easy bar curl, that's what it's called. then just a regular barbell holder. And then on that side, that's just garage stuff. Y'all don't need to see none of that. But yeah, that's my garage gym. It's absolutely awesome. And we'll get into some pros and cons in another video. We'll say that for another day. Let's get back to the workout. Next, we got the standing overhead press. Some people call this shoulder press, overhead press. It don't really matter what you call it. It's a shoulder overhead press, straight up and down. That's what we're gonna do. The way I set my workouts up for this is I'll do, again, 3 sets of 10 to 12 reps. If the first set is too light, I will increase the weight, make it a little more challenging. I wanna get close to failure on around that 10 rep range, but if I get to 10 and I still got a few more in me, I'll go up to 12. But if I get all the way to 12, on the next set, I'll increase the weight about 5 to 10 pounds, depending on how I feel. So let's hop into the overhead shoulder press. So for these, I will actually get a little bit more narrow of a grip than I would on a bench press. I like to get my grip just outside of shoulder width. So not too far outside, but definitely not inside. Just outside of shoulder width. That's where I'm more comfortable with the shoulder press. So that's how I get mine. And then when I do the lift, I don't like to use my legs at all. I like to strictly do just a shoulder press. Because as soon as you start bending your knees, bending your hips, that's when you bring a lot of momentum into play. And that's gonna take the pressure off of your shoulders. So for your first few reps, you wanna limit your legs as much as possible. And then at the end, if you need to use your legs a little bit to help you get a few extra reps, that's okay. But I would save that for your last set. Don't do that on your first and second set. Save that for your last set so you can rep out a few more reps. Use your legs just to help you a little bit, but don't do those at first because you're taking off the pressure from your shoulders and you're using your momentum to lift the bar. So it's not serving the purpose of doing the shoulder press. Also, when doing these, I like to get a full range of motion. So when I bring the bar down, I'm bringing it all the way to my chest. Some people will stop about here above their chest, and that's okay, but I like to keep my shoulders healthy, so I wanna bring them all the way down, hit my chest, and then I'm extending all the way back up. I'm not gonna keep my elbows bent, and I'm not gonna stop here. All the way down, all the way up. Make sure you breathe while you're doing these, because you don't want to pass out and drop that bar on you. It's not going to end good for you. So when it comes to my push day workouts, my philosophy behind doing a push day workout is I like to do around 6 total exercises for that day. And the way I structure mine is I'll do 3 chest exercises, 2 shoulder exercises, and 1 tricep. You may ask, why do I set it up this way? Well, for me, the chest has 3 heads, so you have the upper part, middle part, lower part, just to keep it simple. So I like to hit all 3 parts, upper, middle, and lower. So that's 3 chest exercises. When it comes to shoulders, it also has 3 parts of the shoulder, but when I do my push day, I only work the front part and the side part. So your front delt and your lateral delt, I only work those. I save my rear delt for back days, for my pull days. And some people kind of do that different. Some people work the whole shoulder and do the back separately. I actually like to include my rear delts on my back day just because the rear delt to me is more of like a pulling motion and the side and front delt is more of a pushing motion. So I say the rear delts for my pull day. And then triceps, the reason I only do 1 set of triceps is because when you're doing your shoulders and when you're doing your chest, you're kind of secondhand working your tricep. Not all the emphasis is on your triceps, but you are secondhandly working your triceps while you're doing bench press, while you're doing chest, and while you're doing shoulders. So I don't have to do as many tricep workouts at the end. So that is just a basic template of how I do my push day workouts. I don't do it that way every time. If I want to work more chest that day, I'll add more chest workouts and take off of something else. If I want to work more shoulders, I'll add in more shoulder workouts, and vice versa. May throw in a couple extra tricep workouts. And then at the end, on most chest days, I will do abs. So I do abs about every other day or so. Just depends on the week. I kind of just throw them in where I can fit them. That's just a template. I don't do it exactly like that every time, but that's where I start with my workouts. This is just how I do it. It's what works for me. So find out what works for you and stick to that. So next up, we got tricep dips. I like to use these as not only a tricep exercise, but also a chest exercise. It depends on how you do it, depending on what muscle it works more. So if you want to do triceps, keep your body upright more. I think you want to push straight up and down, and this is going to hit more of your tricep. But if you want to hit more of that lower chest, think tilt your body forward some. So when you tilt your body forward, it's going to hit more of that chest. So you can actually do a chest and a tricep workout together, which is how I kind of like to use the tricep dip. So when you're doing triceps, you want to be more here, straight up and down. And then when you do chest, you want to be more lean forward and do more that range. That's going to work more of that lower chest. So let's knock out a set real quick. Oh, and on these, I like to do 12 to 15 reps when I'm doing just body weight. Sometimes I will add weight to my body weight, and then I'll do less reps then. But for just body weight, I'm gonna get around 15. So for the last exercise, to finish off the triceps, we're gonna do some skull crushers. How do I do the skull crusher? Here I'm gonna be using the easy curl bar. You can also do it with dumbbells as well. But when I do mine, I actually wanna take the bar, instead of coming straight to my skull with the bar, I actually go a little past my head just to get a little bit deeper stretch on my triceps. But you gotta be careful doing this. You don't wanna use your chest to pull the weight back over. You wanna make sure you're just using your triceps. So don't use any momentum when you're trying to lift the bar up. Make sure you're just extending at the elbow. That way you're getting just your triceps. Also, another thing that I like to keep in mind is I don't like to fully extend my elbows. I don't like to lock them out all the way because this kind of takes the tension off of your triceps. Just a little bit, not much, but just a tad bit at the top. It takes the tension off. So what I'll actually do is I'll extend where I'm almost fully extended, where my elbows are still bent just a tad, and then I'll go right back into the next rep. This keeps the tension on my triceps throughout the whole entire range of motion, so that way I get the most burn on my tricep as possible. So let's hop into a set real quick. Most time you'll see people doing this on a flat bench, but I like to mix it up and do it both ways, just to kind of get some variety in how I'm doing the lift. I don't really know if one is better than the other, but I kind of like switching up and doing it on the incline every now and then, just to do something different. You can do it either way. Whatever way you prefer, just do it that way. So for these, the way I structure these is I'll typically do 3 sets around 12 to 15 reps. So since the triceps are a smaller muscle group, I don't tend to train them super heavy. So what I'll do instead is I'll just do a few more reps. So instead of training in the 10 to 12 rep range, I'll train more in the 12 to 15 rep range. But with that being said, you still want to make sure you're training heavy enough to where it's challenging for you. It shouldn't be easy. If it's easy, you need to add some weight to the bar. I almost forgot. We gotta hit the abs. It's not a good workout unless you hit your abs. I know y'all wanna get that 6-pack come summertime, so you gotta make sure you're working your abs. So today, we're gonna keep it basic. We're just gonna do some regular sit-ups. I'm actually gonna use the GHD machine to do my sit-ups, but you can do them on the ground, any kind of equipment that holds your feet down. So we'll do about 3 sets, and since I'm doing just body weight, we'll typically go to failure, just get as many reps as possible. But what I like to do is actually add some weight. So if you can, hold a weight plate in your hand, 10, 25, 45, whatever level you at. Because you want to train your abs just like you train the rest of your muscles. You train the rest of your muscles with weight to get them bigger, to get them stronger. So do your abs the same way. Train them with weight, and this will help your abs grow. They will grow just like any other muscle. So train them like you would any other muscle. So we got 30 right there, just body weight reps. For the next set, we're gonna add some weight to it. When it comes to adding weight to these, there's 2 ways that I like to do it. You can either bear hug the plate and keep it like right here. Sometimes this can get kind of hard, but typically if you have a smaller 25-pound plate that you can use, it works better. So you can bear hug the plate here, or another way I like to do it is hold the plate above your head. So hold it here and lean backwards, and then when you come back up, extend the weight up above you. So go here, up above you. Like this. Or you can bear hug and go, this is kind of hard to hold. You can bear hug and go here. Both ways is difficult. I like to do both just to switch things up so I'm not doing the same thing every time, but try them both out, see what you like, stick with that. So there you have it, folks. That's gonna do it for today's video. I hope y'all like this style of content. It's my first ever kind of gym vlog where I'm just talking to y'all about my workouts and what I'm thinking, what's going through my head, and how I kind of structure my workouts. Today is January 1st, so y'all know what that means. It's New Year's resolution season. So I wanna hear, what is y'all's New Year's resolutions? Y'all let me know in the comments. We getting fit all 2024, no excuses. Y'all go get after it. This is your year, you can do it. You just gotta make actionable steps, small steps along the way to keep you going, to keep you on track. You can do it, I promise. Don't get discouraged. You're gonna have off days, you're gonna get sick, there's gonna be hard times throughout the year. You gotta push through, you gotta persevere, and you gotta get right, physically, mentally, and spiritually. My New Year's resolution for the year is to post valuable content each and every week for you guys to tune into so y'all can learn and follow me along my journey as I go, because I'm learning each and every day too. So one video a week, every week, that's my New Year's resolution. I'm putting it out here to the public so that y'all can hold me accountable while I'm gonna hold y'all accountable to y'all's goals too. If you need any fitness advice, reach out to me. I would love to help you as much as I can. I'm not an expert by any means. I'm just your average fitness enthusiast. I've been working out for 10 plus years now. I got all kinds of experience training. So if you have any questions, hit me up. But if you're interested in starting your fitness journey, I have a great podcast for you to listen to. It's called the Fitness Beginner Podcast. We're on all podcasting platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube Music, anywhere you listen to your podcast at. We're also on YouTube, the Fitness Beginner Podcast channel. Y'all gotta check it out. We go live on the podcast every Monday, and then we upload the podcast on Tuesday. So y'all tune in if y'all wanna get some extra value on starting your fitness journey. We talk about all things fitness, mainly from the standpoint of being a beginner though. We don't get too technical, we like to keep it basic to help people get started on their fitness journey. So if you want some more value, check out the podcast. If not, y'all tune in next week for another YouTube video. But until then, we're crushing our goals all 2024, so go get it.